I've written about 66 books or titles. We just ordered in 500,000 copies to restock. Second batch this year. But there is nothing I've read that I need to read because there are things I already knew. So let me read what I've not known. I see you experiencing ultra peak performance by being selflessly committed to the habit and the culture of learning. Don't ever approach any step in your life on common sense. Because like begets like, you can only get common results. There are too many common men, because most people are just operating by common sense. It is common sense that makes a common man. An uncommon man would need access to an uncommon knowledge. You need uncommon sense not to be a common man. And that's the way it works.
Welcome to my channel. Kindly watch, like, and subscribe to this channel. Enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you.
A wise man is strong. Yea, a man of knowledge increases strength. Proverbs 24 verse 5. When your quest for learning stops, your relevance ceases. That is what is called peak learning. A peak learner is one who has learned how to learn. Peak learners never cease seeking for new ideas, information, concepts, etc. Peak learners have a different objective about learning. They know they are going for peak performance of the mental powers. To them, learning is not just about going back to school. To sit in the classroom and listen to the teacher. It has little to do with tests and grades. This type of learning springs up from within individuals. It is called self-education and self-improvement studies. Which are sparked up by the joy of learning and acquiring knowledge. Therefore, a sense of graduation must never arise, or you suffer degeneration. T.L. Osborne said, when you stop learning, you start dying. When you stop learning, you start dying. One Jim Rohn said, formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. Formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. So there are multitudes today that are only making a living. Very few strike at the gold mine of fortune. Those who do know shall do exploits. Those who do know their God, put their God in bracket. I was in South Africa some 3 weeks now, and I saw a billboard, knowledge, the new world currency. Knowledge, the new world currency. So your worth, your overall worth, is a function of your depth of insight about life and about your field. Knowledge, the new world currency. I looked at it from the car and I said, it's not new. It's only been discovered. Knowledge has been the ancient world currency, and civilization always traces, investment in knowledge all through history. But because this part of the world is has thought that getting a degree equals being educated. No. Being current is what makes an educated person. You are certificated with degrees, but you are educated with current knowledge. And that's a lot of effort. That's you drilling yourself to the things you are doing. Can you get this for me? Just that. Now, these were my notes for last year. Handwritten. There is no foreign handwriting here. In spite of my schedule, we finished on Sunday. I was up in Abuja for some very important meetings with government people, and then came back yesterday on my way today to Malawi, coming back to be in some other meetings here, and wake up on Sunday morning. Say, but how do you get time to read? Somebody asked me years ago. I said, how do you get time to eat? No busy man will say he has no time to eat. No man with genuine taste for knowledge will lack time to learn. So I read daily and I write daily. These were last year's notes, and that's why I kept saying the books that will roll out of my table will be far more in volume than what I end up writing in my lifetime. I've maintained this culture for years, so I can pull out for you my note of 1982, 1984. Now, already typed and, stacked up in discs and all that stuff, so it can be preserved. But I chose to bring this because it's handwritten. This is for last year. Handwritten, so the secretary picks it up one by one to type whatever he wants to type. He has some of them with him now, which are not part of what we have brought. Peak learners are the ones that end up in the top ranks of life. So sit up and understand that what we are going through now is nothing but to help you form a culture that creates a future. To form a culture that creates a future. Thank you. We were going to start Covenant University, and then we wanted something special, something unique, something that will last. So what do? So I took time out, went on the net, plucked out 9 striking, enduring, impactful institutions like Harvard, like Yale, like Columbus, like Princeton, and sat down with them and went through their history, their developmental process, their leadership style, saw the uniqueness of each one. Because if something has lasted 366 years, another one has lasted 1,000 years, it's good to learn from them. All the ones in Nigeria have lasted only 20 years and they have lost relevance. So how do we do it? So spend time, because that's not in Genesis, that's not in Proverbs, that's not in Revelation. It's current knowledge. How do you get what you need to do what you should do at the best? I mean, it takes peak learners to enjoy peak performance. So after all of that, I was equipped, had direction, knew what way to go, was able to design what we needed to do. All that you call funny philosophy, they were my direct words. All that you found motto, they didn't come out of committee meetings. We had the first meeting in November 1999 in starting this university. November 1999. You don't get anything great done carelessly. All of you have a great future, but we need a great deal of investment to get there. My prayer is that this TTG program will initiate you into the peak learners platform, so that all through your life you won't approach any venture on common knowledge, common sense. Common sense will end up giving common results. This church today has made some bit of impact around the world. I never stepped a Bible school ground in my life. That's what they call peak learning. The first Bible school class I attended was where I was teaching. Now, the program developed 22 years ago, is it 23 now? 23 years ago, is still relevant today and for tomorrow. We have had governors in class, we've had judges in class, we've had generals in class. Everybody taking note profusely. Now, this all came out from the laboratory of learning. So don't go into fashion designing with common sense that you can sew something, then you are a fashion designer. No. Sit down and find out who has made it big in this field. What did they have to do? How did they begin? What were the challenges they made? Then you are well equipped. Otherwise, you become a market woman just selling sachet water by the roadside. You can make an outstanding thing out of any venture, no matter how ordinary it may look like. It depends on the depth of knowledge involved in your pursuit. Don't just go and say you are a barber and then you start barbering. That's not barbering. Anybody, these are all, the equipment are all over the town. What will make it different? We have a barber. I have one of my precious sons here. He's a barber. He has about 40 different salons across Lagos. He barbs today for most of the ambassadors. How did he get there? They carried their head to the shop. Yeah, somebody else has been there for 20 years and nothing is happening because it's just approaching on common sense. On the way to my place in Lagos, I used to see some northern people selling tea, in the night at 1 a.m. So I asked myself, do you use common sense? Who is passing now? And then you now get up, down home at 3 a.m. You say, you are tired doing stupid things. So you don't have a choice. What you are coming out with at Covenant University is certificate. Education is what you acquire after you have left here. And that is what will define your ultimate position. So get ready. I am not looking forward to you just making a means of livelihood. I'm looking towards you making many live through ingenuity, innovation, creativity, and a value-driven lifestyle by a tireless investment in learning. Then you'll be on your way taking your lead. Today I'm privileged to address a number of issues for the nation because I've read a number of things about all the past leaders. All of them. From Azikwe, Tababalewa, Amadou Bello, Awolowo. I have plenty of those talks. All the lectures of Emeka Ojukwu during the war. Fantastic brain. Unusual intellectual. That will make a professor emeritus anywhere. He was emotionally profound. All those lectures were given of papers. And you can't imagine the content involved in that. Today I speak to all militant group leaders in the country. Say, hey, come in here. Let's look at it. You can't keep on doing this. You keep on doing this. This is what we end up. This is where you end up. This is what the suffering will be like. It's important for you to know there is nothing you will get out of life except by the power of knowledge. So wake up and wake up. I've said across the nations, you are either building a library or you are building a mortuary without knowing. You are either building a library or you are building a mortuary without knowing. You are either building a library or you are building a mortuary without knowing. I started buying books since I was 20. And I'm sure a number of you are 20 already. And some of the books I bought when I was 20 are still on my shelf today. Not for decoration, for consumption. For consumption. I bought books one time, and I think I've told you before, worth $9,600. Then, 1987. $9,200 will buy you 2 good Nigerian kind of cars. Then. And something humorous happened. My wife said, what did you come back with? Because he saw boxes just coming. And I said, come and see. And got her to my library. We had 3 rooms, but one was a library. If you have 20 guests, it doesn't matter. There is a library secluded. It's an altar where future is created. That is not negotiable with anybody. I would rather sleep in the living room than have my library invaded by strangers or visitors. No. And I opened the first box. It was books down top to bottom. Second box, my wife said, enough. Any other thing? He said, what else? I said, no, nothing else. That's all else. Then I answered. I said, the content of these books, if understood by me, can make me a manufacturer of the things I will have bought. Come and say value for knowledge. That's what will take you to where you are going. I don't care what kind of dress we're wearing and how much it costs. Nobody's interested. Nobody is interested. One day, one of my daughters said, hey, this is gold. One wristwatch. I said, gold? Are you sure? He said, yes. I said, go and sell it because I don't need it. Because I don't know what gold is. I've never seen one. It's so interesting for you to order your priorities as you live here. You must never lose value. God will not be pleased with you if you lose value. Everything to make you a peak learner has been put into you. Now go and do it. That will help. And a learner is always with a note. It takes note of lessons learned. That's what makes a learner. It's not just a casual reader. A learner does not lay his back on the bed. Did you read like that to pass your exams? No. A learner has a candle, has a desk, has a chair, and has a note. Paul the apostle said, bring for me the books that I forgot when I was in Troas, and especially my notes. I can play with it. And especially my notes. The sign of a true learner is one with a note. Those who think on paper think better. Those who think on paper think better. Those who think on paper think better. The challenge of continuous learning is this. There are no exam timetable. The exam comes at you and to you anytime. So it depends on how equipped you are. He said, if your strength fails in the day of battle, then your strength is little. Proverbs 24 verse 10. Then your strength is small. If you faint in the day of battle, then your strength is small. Before I got married, I read 8 books on marriage. And they were not common in those days. You have to go looking for them. There's one very famous author called Walter Trowbridge. Walter Trowbridge wrote a number of volumes on marriage. One of the popular ones is I Married You. And, I kept reading and searching. What are the reasons for the challenges in homes? Are they avertible? What does it take to avert them? And then, so I wasn't married just to have a ceremony. I was married with a working knowledge of what it means and how to make it mean it. And today it's working. Has been working from day one till now. So you don't rush into you are going to get married. Are you equipped to be successfully married? How much knowledge have you acquired in making it work? Do you have a working knowledge of marriage? My purpose for coming is to let you know what you are going through now is designed to help initiate you into a lifelong learning experience so that life will just keep moving on. Everybody that is anybody, anywhere in the world that has sustained being something in his field has been a tireless learner. I walked into Kenneth Hagin's office years ago and I saw him reading a book, the new release of T.L. Osborne, on his table. And I was dazed. How could Hagin still be reading anybody's book at this stage of global impact and relevance? I've been around with T.L. Osborne a number of times. I was there twice last year. And then their former swimming pool had been leveled out and turned to a library in his 80s. That is to enlarge the library. They leveled out. He leveled out the swimming pool and turned it to a library, and his bedroom opens straight to the library. So he doesn't need to go on any journey. He just move from his room and then books here, books here. And the volumes of his archives in his lifetime are like this. T.L. Osborne learned French at 75 and now preaches in French in crusades. He learned Spanish at 79 and reads and ministers in Spanish language fluently. So what is a young person doing, for God's sake? That's why you cannot afford to join the multitudes roaming the streets. You have more than enough to do. You have more than enough to do. We went to Israel last year in search of current knowledge in agriculture in preparation for the takeover of Landmark University. And right now, the university has not started, the farm has started. And we have 500 acres slated for the farm. And they'll be moving out tons of grains and all that stuff from that place across the nation. This is what Paul said. All the depth, both of the wisdom and the knowledge of God, how unsearchable are his ways and his paths past finding out. Romans 11:33. That is, God remains eternally unsearchable. We just continue to increase in our search. And there is no end to searching. And the more you find, the higher you fly. Thy words were found, and I did eat them, and thy words became the joy and rejoicing of my heart. Mayowa was with me in Conakry. You saw the soldiers? The soldiers line up the two sides of the plane to usher us into that nation. We had multitude of them that followed in the hotel and slept outside there. Yet we don't speak their language. Those who do know their God, they shall be strong and they shall do exploits. I've written about 66 books or titles. We just ordered in 500,000 copies to restock. Second batch this year. But there is nothing I've read that I need to read because there are things I already knew. So let me read what I've not known. I see you experiencing ultra peak performance by being selflessly committed to the habit and the culture of learning. Don't ever approach any step in your life on common sense. Because like begets like, you can only get common results. There are too many common men because most people are just operating by common sense. It is common sense that makes a common man. An uncommon man would need access to an uncommon knowledge. You need uncommon sense not to be a common man. And that's the way it works. So Covenant University didn't come to produce because God says so, but because there was adequate equipment to make it so. Everybody was driving along a particular direction to make it so. February 21, 2000. I addressed, 2001, I addressed the advisory council. I think Rutimi was there in Gateway Hotel. Okay. And one professor, Onimade, of UI, he stood up after my address and he said in all his years in academics, he's never had university structure and administration stated the way I've stated it. He said, let me first congratulate you. Now, that's our professor emeritus. He's a professor of economics of many years standing, a renowned professor of economics. But he has never sat down to find out how universities are run because that's not his field. Now, having read all those stuff, it was easy for me without looking at any note to do anything I want to do. Go for it. You will be so excited about your life. I know you are loaded with too many things. Don't let them die with you. Those things must bless your generation. And all you need to do is to dig around them with knowledge and water them and put fertilizer. And you see them just surging. Your parents will be so excited. The world will celebrate you. And you'll be happy that you are not wasting your life. I said to people recently, I said, one thing I want to thank God for is that I have not wasted any aspect of my life. No. I'm traveling now. There's a bag going with me. And that bag is a bag of books. It stays with me. If that bag is not there, if you have traveled 2 hours, we'll fly back. Because that is where my fuel is. And I don't want to faint when I get to where I'm going. So I must go with my refueling system. And then recharge, keep myself on. But when Cape Verde, almost 75% give their life to Christ. That's it. Almost everybody. They were in Guinea-Bissau. There was nowhere to put them. They all rushed to the front.
Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell so that you can see more of these videos. Thank you.